Hey everybody, we're gonna look at this Cyraxx iceberg that I found. Alright, so starting up on tier 1 with the most known stuff about him, we have Chance Wilkins, being that's his given name. Skullet. He has a skullet because he's bald. Music Biz Marty. Music Biz Marty is Cyraxx's greatest adversary and number one troll. DJ Shadowblade. So DJ Shadowblade is a name that he used to go by, one of his earlier incarnations. And I think that's the one that he used to say that he used to sell and make money and was the number one artist on some kind of weird multi-level marketing scam site. Lyric plagiarism. He's one to often steal lyrics from other people and claim them as his own, as far as stealing some Lost Innocence poem and claiming it as his own. Skull scabs. He has a lot of scabs on his head. A lot of them. Looks kind of like a pepperoni pizza at some points. Chester Bennington 20-second scream video. Probably the most recognizable and classic Cyraxx video of all. He's trying to impersonate Chester Bennington or like beat his scream. No shoulders. Another defining characteristic along with the skullet is the fact that he has no shoulders. Just like this. Head straight down. Akron, Ohio. He's from Akron, where he lives. King Cobra JFS. I'm assuming this is just meaning that he has some correlations to King Cobra. Like Cobra has mentioned him, and if you're in the same like realm of looking at stuff and studying King Cobra, then I could see how you could bump into Cyraxx just by correlation. Linkin Park. So he loves Linkin Park. I don't know if it's his favorite band, but he sure as hell acts like it's his favorite band. He's always covering them, and the cover songs are always terrible. But he's covered Linkin Park more than any other artist. Based Shaman. So, Based Shaman makes lots of Cyraxx content. And I'm pretty sure a lot of jokes have started in his live stream that have carried over into just the Cyraxx lore in general. Record label trolls. So there's always trolls who go after him pretending that they are record labels and wanting to sign him since he's such a hot new artist. Alright. Level 2. Third generation PDF file. So, his grandfather impregnated his grandmother when she was 14. And then his dad, who is also on this second tier, named Rupel Marks, or aka Angus Ravenwood, or Anal Rapenwood, molested a girl on a bike path who was also 14. And then Chance has done so much diddler stuff that he is essentially the third generation PDF file that we know of. It could go back even further, but we just don't know about his great grandfather or anything like that. So, Rupel Marks / Angus Ravenwood. That's his dad. And the reason that he's got two names is because he changed his name after getting out of prison for molesting the girl on the bike path who was 14. And then Music Biz Marty did an interview with him because they found these weird Pinterest tags, or he had saved these weird photos on his Pinterest of little boys dressed in dresses and whatnot. And it had weird comments on it, talking about like soccer boys are easy to convince and stuff like that. And much like Rax, he raxed out on stream. He like stopped and like cut it off. He didn't like freak out and scream like he does, but he still just was like, no, 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 that wasn't it. He just denied and denied, much like how Rax does. Sally Wilkins. This is the mother of Rupel and Cyrax's grandmother, who he currently lives with. Ed. Ed is Sally's current boyfriend. She used to have a boyfriend who I think was in the army, but that was a long time ago. Heather Kraut. Heather was Heather number 2, and she's dead now, allegedly. She's the one who almost threw up when Cyraxx went to kiss her. Getting muted on stream. He often yowls and cusses over people and is screaming over people so much that whenever he's on stream with other ones, people have to mute him just so they can able to get a word in. The poo pin. So it's classic Cyraxx. He put a stylus or a pin up his butt and filmed it. And then he licked it off like it was some disgusting fudge pop or something. He filmed these actions and he sent them to a person that he believed was his girlfriend. That's Tangerine Cat. It was a fake girlfriend that Cyraxx had that Marty paid to pretend to go along with him. Jerk off videos. He's always wanted to like send people jerk off videos, specifically women. And even more like shocking and frightening is underage girls. He'll send jerk off videos to. Not requested or solicited, just like random, like, please look at this, here, watch this real quick, and just send it to them. This pizza good. That's from First Heather. The first Heather, not Heather Kraut, who's dead. The first Heather said in some live stream, this pizza good, and it became sort of a catchphrase. Bender Boy Records. So, Bender Boy Records was a fake record company that had Chance on their label for a little bit, and then they sold him to Music Biz Marty, resulting in one of the greatest freakouts. Also, when he was under the impression that he was a member of the Bender Boy Records, he did a stream wearing a jacket that had shoulder pads and sunglasses, talking about how he's gonna like stay humble even though he's rich and famous now. William Glory Hole. See, I think that William Glory Hole needs to be on the higher tier because in the short amount of time that he's been on the Cyraxx scene, he has leapfrogged over all the other trolls, and maybe except for Marty, to become the number one, like, Hendrix in Cyraxx's life. Strawberry Sunshine. I myself am not too familiar with Strawberry Sunshine, so I'm not the one who is going to be able to fill you in on that one. I'm sorry. But yet again, just another troll. Jamie Nicole. She's also a previous troll who I'm pretty sure was friends with the first Heather. And she's also now dead. Cyraxx requested nudes of her, I'm sure. I think that's what happened after she was dead. Schmeckle Cat. Schmeckle Cat is another one of Cyraxx's trolls. One of the classic ones. Burger Boy. Burger Boy is one of the more minor trolls. He just kind of like laughs and is just kind of Marty's henchman a little bit, I would say. But he isn't necessarily as nefarious going after Cyraxx as some of these other people seem to like go after him. I'm not saying they are nefarious, I'm just saying going after him as much. 2012 arrest. In 2012, Chance was arrested for choking his grandma. He wanted to walk to Kansas to meet his online girlfriend at the time, who was obviously a troll catfishing him. And he thought he was going to be able to do this. Sally tried to prevent him and said, "Stop, no, you can't walk to Kansas." And he choked her and fought her. The hills have eyes. I'm assuming this is just referring to the fact that he himself looks like a character from The Hills Have Eyes, or Wrong Turn, or anything like that. He's looks like a mutant. E-racing. For some reason, he believes that he is a great e-racer, even though he always finishes last and crashes in any of these little games that he plays. He also thinks that he can become a professional e-racer or something like that, and he puts on little straps and he has a little car thing. He pretends that he's driving. He pretends like he's a real driver. Level 3. Street racing scene. It's his best and probably most famous song. Masshole Report. Masshole Report is a troll, I would say, who is the one who got him to send disgusting stuff to someone he thought was 14. N-word boy / Hebrew boy. He's one to use offensive and racial language constantly. He always calls Marty both of those terms. Double whammy. I really don't know what the double whammy is. Wow. I don't even know what that one is. I'm lost on that one. So could someone please tell me what the double whammy means in the comments below, please? Candle Smith. So Candle Smith is one of the first people who Chance ever had a problem with. And still to this day, he blames them for all of the trolling. He thinks that Masshole Report was hired by them and everyone else, essentially. They faked their death to get away from him because he was so, harassing and stalking them so much. They also are one of the first people to say that he is a PDF file and that he will do terrible stuff and do it towards your children. 43. 43 means a mentally disturbed individual, and that's what the police have labeled him. And sometimes he's like, the police have mislabeled me as a 43 when I'm clearly not. Tony. Tony is a fellow lolcow, much like Chance, who also has diddler tendencies. He has some, black dragon persona where he summons it, and he's in a wheelchair. Black dragon. There we go. It's also on this tier. That's Tony. Tony's the black dragon. Your turn, cutie. So your turn, cutie refers to when Masshole Report was texting Chance pretending to be a 14-year-old girl, and the girl responded how that her friends were losing their V cards and she hadn't yet. So Chance said, your turn, cutie. It also could refer to the fact that he just sent the decoy a video of him pleasuring himself. And so it could also refer to him being like, your turn, cutie, to make her send a picture or content back. Swollen peen. So the stylus that he put in his butt, he also put in his pee-pee. And it's swollen and got infected. And there's photos of it. Sally had to put cream on it because he wouldn't put the cream on it himself. Marty and Chance become friends. So it's just like, a long con. Marty at one point just was like, yeah, we'll be friends now, Chance. Ed punches Cyrax's teeth out. Cyraxx came on the stream once, and he had blood all around his mouth. And he had just gotten into a fight with Ed. And whether his teeth actually got knocked out or not, we're not really sure. But he did get punched in the mouth. He admitted to get into a fight with Ed. Guitar covers. Like I mentioned earlier with the Linkin Park entry, he tries to cover songs with his guitar. But it's anything but music. He's never had lessons. He doesn't know how to play. And he refuses to learn how to play. All it is some kind of rhythmic, like ding ding a ding ding a ding ding strumming, but it isn't even that good. The Darkness. The Darkness is a short horror film that Chance made. For some reason, he chose to have a weird little disembodied girl voice haunting him. There's some hilarious acting and some hilarious like stunts in it, but the whole thing comes off as a little girl who is trying to get revenge on a diddler, which he is. I don't think he realized it when he made it, but subconsciously, that's what it is. The Hammer. In a stream, Cyraxx brandished a hammer, flipped it around in his hands back and forth, and was threatening people with it. Tier 4. Eric Scrubbelow. Eric Scrubbelow is one of the original people from the Juggalos and all that group that Cyraxx had a problem with. There's a video where they're talking about throwing his dog tags in the lake or something like that. Banned from the official Linkin Park Discord. So, I don't remember exactly how it went about, but people started talking about him in the Linkin Park Discord, and so he was forever banned from it. People were like showing them all the nasty things that he said and done, and he got really mad about that. 339 Lloyd Street. That's the house that he lives in, and his address. Cyraxx. Well, after this one point, he said he was quitting, because he always says that he's quitting. He came back, and everybody said that he was dead, and that the new one that came back was an AI. And to prove that he wasn't an AI, he took coffee and he poured it all over his head once. But I still love Cyraxx. Cyraxx was one of my favorite, like, mini sagas, mini episodes. Marty shows up to Cyraxx's house. So I'm assuming this means the time that it was winter and he stood outside and you could see the lights on and all. He told the neighbors about how there was a child predator living there. He also went by his house before that, and Cyraxx didn't come out. But I'm pretty sure this one's referring to that one. Of course, he didn't come out. Rejected by Juggalos. Yeah, even Juggalos, even the people with the worst taste on Earth, don't want Cyraxx associated with them. Dick Vice video. That's, I'm assuming that's the chip clips. He, squished his pecker with, like, some chip clips. The same ones that I'm thinking that he uses when he puts his little racing straps over him. He has, like, a chip clip that he uses to clip to his belt. He also clipped that on his, peen once. Dick infection live stream. I'm not too sure about this one, but his dick was infected. So, if there's a live stream with him talking about it, I have not seen it, and I would love to. Nicholas Beegler. That is one video that shows Marty out and about in the real world. Suicide prevention video. With Heather Kraut, he made a really bad suicide prevention video that just was some sort of masturbatory, self-fetishizing suicide attempt. Tier 5. Lava Girl. A short-lived troll who Cyraxx blamed for leaking their passwords and stuff. Heather number 1. Okay, Heather number 1 is way down here, but her quote, pizza good or whatnot, is way up there. She was the first Heather. She got recast by Heather Kraut. The rifle. There was a video where he was brandishing a rifle and saying how he was going to kill people. Specifically Marty and Schmecklecat. Your mom should have spit instead of swallow. one of his infamous quotes when he says, "Your mom should have spit instead of swallowed." He's implying that he thinks that a woman can get pregnant by swallowing. Skull Scratcher comedy. This is the best thing that he ever did. There's two other shows, and they're not that good. Well, actually, there's three. There's a deleted hidden one now. But the original Skull Scratcher comedy, he does a wacky voice. Yeah, 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 crazy cookie weirdos. He throws his arm around a lot, and he says, "I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Ah, ah, ah." It's funny. It's good stuff. Some of the best stuff he's done. Security Jake. That's his buddy Jake that he would hang out with sometimes. And I think, they both have a little crush on each other. Cyrax's mother. Connie. Connie died in a house fire. She's a mystery. Abby. Abby was one of the first girls that we know about that Cyraxx dated, and she had a hook for a hand. Blink 1488. I'm assuming this is referring to the time that Cyraxx did the Roman salute to Marty, and how he says that, a certain German leader is Mother Teresa, and stuff like that. Tier 6. Blind Billy incident. Cyraxx molested a blind boy. He went over to his house under the pretenses of spending the night because the power was out at his house. During the middle of the night, he started trying to grind on him, and then he flipped him over and did stuff to him with his mouth, let's just say. Cyraxx abuses Sally. Well, we know that he was arrested in 2012 for choking her, so it stands to say that he's continued this behavior. He never, learned any kind of repercussions from it. He didn't really get in any trouble, and so he just yells at her and screams at her. I mean, this is fact. We know that. And so, who knows exactly the extent of the abuse? And finally, the incest theory. I didn't even know that this was a theory other than what I kind of came up with, but I guess other people have thought it too. So the theory is, since Connie is such an elusive character and she was burnt up in a house fire and no one can get in contact with her and she's very elusive and like a mystery, that perhaps Sally is actually Cyrax's mother and Rupel impregnated his own mom. And that's why Sally takes care of him and lets him do anything that he wants, because she's ashamed and feels sorry about the entire situation. Well, there's some things that I would do differently on this. I would put things in different places, and I think I might add some stuff. But anyways, it was pretty good. It was pretty comprehensive. I just feel like the stuff at the bottom, like the Blind Billy incident, that's pretty common knowledge by now. I don't know if this is just arranging it by darker and darker stuff. I mean, Skull Scratcher's comedy isn't dark though, so I don't know why it would be down at the bottom. Anyways, it's a decent iceberg. I'll give them credit. And hopefully this will let people discover new things. Like that double whammy. I don't know what that is. I gotta learn about that myself. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Try not to get vaccinated.